What's up, my friends? This is Tracy Allen, aka the Cremation Lady. And do you have any friends? Now, I talk about making sure that you have a plan put in place for family. And I might have talked about friends as well. But regardless, there are people that will still put a plan in place even if all they have are friends. Death is a traumatic thing. And so you imagine if you're, and especially when you're old, man, um, you have a friend that has passed away, and let's say you're in your 70s or something like that, and now this is your friend. You want to make sure that they're taken care of properly. So that's why you should still put a plan in place even if you don't have family, because if you have friends that find you somewhere, it makes it a whole lot easier when your friends know that you have a plan put in place. So today I went to meet with a gentleman. He was so cool. I had so much fun chatting with him. I really enjoy what it is that I do because I get to have fun with people. This is not some doom and gloom type of gig where I'm, sitting with people and we're just crying. Most of the time we are cracking up. We're enjoying life, but we're just being responsible and putting a plan in place for anybody that's left behind that we don't want to burden. So this gentleman, he was saying, look, I don't have any friends. I just have a couple people that I live in this house with. They're my roommates. And when I die, I don't want my friends to have to worry about doing everything. He said, he works with some nonprofits and stuff like that. He said, I'm sure that they would probably do some sort of fundraiser and get money together to take care of everything for me. But I just don't want to put them through that. I'd rather go ahead and take care of this in this life for them. And once I'm dead, I don't care what they do with me. So I just thought it was really cool and just a reminder of how we have to think about, a bigger picture, right? A lot of times we're caught up in what's going on at the present moment. That you have money right now. If you have family and you have children, maybe your children are doing okay right now. But 5 years, 10 years, whenever it may be, things change. And if someone's financial situation changes and now there's a death, that is stress on top of grief. And so I love it when people get back to me and share, Tracy, you made this such a pleasant experience. This one lady, I just met her a couple of months ago up in LA. I was doing an expo and she attended that particular expo, she and her wife. And they met with me later and they got their plans. I think I put their plan in place for them in January. Well, earlier this month, the one lady, her sister was dying. So she reached out to me and she put a plan in place before she died. Again, I am a pre-need planning advisor. So if you don't put a plan in place before you die, I can't really help you. And so she went ahead and got a plan for her sister. Her sister passed away a few days later. But she sent me a text message. Now, again, this was so cool because she has not had to use the plan for herself, but she bought it and she doesn't know. She's like, she's hearing good things, but she actually got a chance to witness how we took care of things for her sister. And she sent me a text message and she said, thank you so much. You have made this a pleasant experience. And so that's powerful. That's the reason why I love doing what it is that I do. I know it doesn't sound glamorous. It's not a hot topic, something that people want to talk about. But when people sit down and talk with me, like I said, we can have fun. But once it's time that people that we care about, whether they're friends or family, I help them to put something in place to be there for their families. We all have people that we love and we've watched them go through something and we've held on to them and hugged them and tried to comfort them. Well, this is that one thing that we do now. And then once we're gone, we can't physically do it, but we've put a plan in place so that other people can be there for the people that we love. You just don't know the joy that I feel. And it's also tough when you hear someone has lost a family member. Oftentimes though, people like the lady I was just talking about, her sister, she was suffering. So she was glad that her sister is no longer suffering. And so when you look at it that way, and the guy that I met with today, he said, his mom passed away last year. And he said, and of course I always give my condolences. And he was like, oh, thank you. He said, but she was gone long before that. She had Alzheimer's, and so she was long gone. So again, just making sure that you have a good plan in place. And again, I am cremation only, but there are people that put stuff in place for funerals. You think about Aretha Franklin and some other folks that have had these elaborate things. They plan that stuff years beyond. And I know some of you have family members that planned out their funeral. They want to wear this dress and this hat, and they want this color lipstick and this picture, all of that stuff. Nowadays, it's just people want more simplicity. Most people. Now, there's still some people that want a traditional funeral, and there's no problem in that. And so if that's you, you can still pre-plan. Get some of that stuff in order. I like the cremation because it's even more simplified. It's just not a hassle, and I don't want my family to have to deal with the hassle. Since I'm a Navy veteran, I can go to the military cemetery and be placed in a niche, but I don't think I really want that. I'll think about it over the years, and if that's something that I definitely want, then it will be available. And the company that I have my plan with, they will call and set up things so that my family doesn't even have to worry about it. So just pre-planning, you guys, and living life, enjoying life, and just, this is my job, so I have to think about it more than you do. Once you have your plan, you don't really have to think about it. But if you do have a plan, I hope that you will continue to listen in on the stories that I share and share me with other people, so that they can learn. Even if they're not people that I can help, I'm able to help people here in California. But if somebody's in another state, they may still need to hear this message, and they may be able to connect with me, and maybe I can connect them with some good companies, quality companies that need, if they want to have a plan put in place. That's it. I'm not going to talk to you all night. I'm getting ready to get on my new toy. I have a treadmill, a walking pad, and I love it. So I'm getting ready to get on, and I never dreamt that I would enjoy this so much, but I put on my jams and I work it. I got about 20 pounds that I want to knock off over the next couple of months, and I think I can do it. So have a great rest of your day or evening. Thank you for the likes, love, comments, subscriptions, and please come back again another time. Thanks so much. Ciao for now.